So, Coach, one thing that you would change about college football and why?
Well, let's get beyond the health and safety things. I would start with recruiting. You know, we're looking at kids that don't even have a license yet, and my life sure changed when I turned 16. So I'd like to find a way, if we could, put the genie back in the bottle and slow things down a little bit.
You're in the middle of a really competitive West Division race. Differences between the West and the East Divisions in the Big Ten?
Well, I think both sides are becoming increasingly more competitive. You know, obviously on our side, Wisconsin has gone to Indianapolis a lot more than any of us since we've gone to East and West. And you know, there's been great competition between us and the Badgers and the Hawkeyes here in most recent years, and it's going to play out here in the next month, which is going to be exciting for all of our fans. But, you know, the East side, obviously you've got your traditional big powers, and, you know, I think it gets a lot of notoriety, but we've been relatively competitive, at least speaking from the Northwestern terms, against the East, and, you know, again, went 2-1 this year. So I think both sides are getting closer and closer together from a competitive standpoint.
You followed two of your mentors, Gerry and the late, great Randy Walker. What lives about your program that reminds you of them, or maybe that you've taken from them?
Yeah, I think if you split me in half, you'd probably have half Gerry, half Randy. You know, the trust yourself board that you'll see at our game, you know, that was something Randy brought here about just taking a preparation and trusting it and going and playing. With Gerry, I think it's all about motivation. I thought, you know, he always cared about how we motivated the team, what we did to get the team ready, and I think those are the two things I probably take from both guys.
Take us inside the locker room for a typical game, not necessarily the Wisconsin game.
Sure.
What's your message? How do you arrive at your message? And are you an emotional guy in the locker room?
You know, I'm not as emotional as maybe people might think. I think you got to pick and choose when you're going to play that. The guys, you know, typically, how do we go through the week? Set the tone for where I thought or think the game is going to go and how it's going to start, and then just remind them to trust themselves and have fun. You know, this isn't a game that is really complicated. We make it complicated, and just trust themselves and go enjoy the moment.
Does it remind you of any coaches that you played for, how you were before the game?
Yeah, I think I'm a little bit more like my high school coach.
Really?
Yeah, you know, Coach Saliga was very laid back. He talked about preparation. He talked about, we're ready to go play. Now let's go play and get this thing done. And I don't remember a whole lot of pregame speeches, do you?
No, I don't. Great.
Thanks, Coach.
Beautiful facility.
Yeah, we're blessed. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.